Sisters Ronalyn and Hannelyn look forward to feeding days like today because they know the hot meal provided by the Cebu Missionary Foundation will fill their growling stomachs. As we followed them to their house, we discovered they brought more porridge home for their little brother. Their mother, Joanne, broke into tears watching her little ones feed each other. Having married very young at the age of 13, Joanne shares how difficult it has been raising their family in a dump site.
Life is hard. My husband is just a scavenger, and we can barely buy food to feed our children.
Joanne's miserable situation mirrors the desperate condition of thousands living in the dump sites, cemeteries, and sidewalks in the city of Cebu. This city in central Philippines is growing fast, and it has more poor people than any other city in the region. Such abject poverty moved Australian missionary Lucy Longden and her husband to establish the Cebu Missionary Foundation in 1998. Since then, the Christian organization has launched several projects to help the poor.
This truck behind me is the feeding truck of the Cebu Missionary Foundation, and every Friday the staff goes out to the streets of Cebu City giving these bowls of porridge to the homeless who are mostly sleeping in the sidewalks, and to some of them this is the only decent meal that they get throughout the day.
This father living in the sidewalk with his young daughter says the bowl of porridge is a big help because it allows him to feed her in the morning. The mango seeds and assorted bread the foundation gives away are part of the food collected from five-star hotels that partner with the ministry.
After 18 months of all of the process, the general manager finally came with his executive committee to our area. And when he saw the children and how hungry the children were, he was actually moved to tears.
The food from the hotels allows the foundation to feed more than 15,000 people every month. What's more significant is that this feeding ministry has become instrumental in transforming many lives. Among them are these dancers who were once hooked on sniffing glue.
I lost all hope when my parents separated. I was 11 years old and it was just me and my brother living in the dump site. I learned to sniff glue because there was nothing else to do.
We'd see the boys sniffing the glue, and I'd go up to them and say, if you give me your glue, I'll give you a meal. It became a regular activity that when we went there, we would buy the boys food and they would give us their rugby. At the same time, we discovered that a lot of them had a gift in dancing.
With the foundation's support and guidance through fellowship meetings, the boys formed a dance group. Recently, they were part of the opening act at the Christopher Cross concert. Abandoned by their parents and once a nuisance to society, the boys now have become successful entertainers.
I am so overwhelmed with the change in my life now. I am very happy I found a new family here. And I will never give up because I know God will never forsake me. He is always beside me.
To spare the little children from taking the wrong path when they grow up, the foundation runs preschools to instill Christian values in the children. Ronalyn and Hannelyn are among them. Their mother can only hope that her children's education does not end here. The Cebu Missionary Foundation is determined to make sure that the future of all the city's children is secure.
When I pray to God and ask Him for answers to my prayers, He always reminds me, Lucy, I want to bless these people more than you want me to bless them. And so I'm not praying to a God that's hard to change the heart of. He's very easy and very compassionate God. I'm only a servant of the compassionate one.
Lucille Talusan, CBN News, Cebu City, Philippines.